5. Laboriously with a double cotton, the little girls stitched 3 sides, but what to fill it with? That was the question. The grandmother was out in the garden, and she wandered into mother's bedroom to look for scraps. On the bed table, she discovered a great many sheets of fine paper, and then gathered them up, tore them into tiny pieces, and stuffed her case, then sewed up the 4th side. So laboriously, what happened with much time and effort, okay, with a double cotton, 2 layers of cotton, right? The little girl did 3 sides, okay. But what to fill it inside it? What to fill it with? That is the question. At the time, her grandmother was out in the garden, okay. Her grandmother was in the garden, so the little girl wandered, wandered? Moving without any aim, right? Roaming, see, by chance, okay. She by chancely, okay, went into mother's room. She roamed, okay, wandered without any aim, okay, into mother's bedroom and looked for scraps. Here's a small piece of clothes and those scraps, okay. So she was looking for scraps, okay. And on the bed table, the little girl, she found, great many sheets of fine paper. She gathered it, she collected them together, and then tear them apart, all this paper, and then put in case, fill her case, and then sewed up the 4th side, and then she sewed, okay, stitched the 4th side. Okay, that night there was a hue and cry in the house. Father's party speech for the Port Authority had been lost. Rooms were searched, servants questioned. Finally, mother came into Keja's room. So next, what happened that night? There was a hue and cry. There was an anger protest in their house, okay? Because Keja's father's great speech, the speech that he has written on a piece of paper for Port Authority. Port Authority means the officers of the port, okay, had been lost, okay? So the speech that her father was going to speak, okay, for the Port Authority has been lost that night. So there was a hue and cry, okay, protest, agitation in the house, okay, commotion, okay. Rooms were searched, but they couldn't find it. Servants were questioned. They asked a question to servants whether they found or they have any idea about the lost paper. They couldn't find it. Finally, at last, our mother came to Keja's room, okay. Keja's mother came to her room, Keja's room. Keja, I suppose you did not see some papers on the table in your room. So her mother asked her, Keja, I think you did not find some papers on table in her room. Keja replied, oh yes, you said, I tore them up for my surprise. So, oh yes, I found a paper, it was on the bed table, isn't it, on the bed table? And she said that I have torn them up, okay, I have torn them into pieces. What? Screamed mother. Mother was surprised, and what? Exclamation mark, right? She was surprised. Come straight down to the dining table this instant. She commanded. She ordered her daughter. Mother's ordered her daughter, Keja, come down straight away to the dining table this instantly. This instant means immediately. Okay, come down right now. Okay. 6. And she was dragged down to where father was pacing to and fro, hands behind his neck. At the time, father was, walking slowly, okay, up and down, to and fro, with his hands behind, at the back, okay. She was dragged down, okay, she was pulled down. Well, he said sharply, so father said sharply, oh, well, mother explained. He stopped and stared at the child. Now, his father stopped and looked at the child. Stare means looking at the child, yeah. Did you do that? He asked to her daughter, did you do that? No, she whispered. She's stammering again, okay, out of nervousness. Fear, isn't it? No, I did not. Mother, go up to her room and fetch down the damn thing. See that the child's put to bed this instant. So father said, mother, please go to her room, and then bring down that torn paper, okay? Bring the damn thing, bring it down. The paper that has been already torn by his daughter. And see that your child, Keja's put to bed. Let her sleep instantly, right now, immediately. Yeah, okay, next page. Let me embrace one pipe. Let's start one more time. So, crying too much to explain, she lay into the shadowed room watching the evening light make a sad little pattern on the floor. Okay, so the child was crying. Okay, she could not explain it. She was very sad, and she was sleeping under the shadowed room, watching the evening light, making a sad little pattern design on the floor. Pattern means design, yeah. Okay, and then father came into the room. Her father entered the room with a ruler in his hands. Ruler means a scale to beat him, right? And her father said, "I'm going to beat you for this." He said, "I'm going to beat you for this, for tearing his paper, right? Speech, okay." "Oh, no, no," she screamed, hiding behind the bed sheets, bedclothes. Then she said, "No, father, please do not beat me," she screamed, okay? And she was hiding under the bedclothes. And his father removed the bedclothes, okay? Lift them aside. And ordered his daughter, "Stand up, sit up," he ordered. "And show me your hands, see? Hold out your hands. And you must taught her once a lesson for not to touch." Okay, and she said, "Show me your hands, I'm going to beat you now. I need to teach you a lesson not to touch which doesn't belong to you," okay? His father told her. And she said, "But father, it was for your birthday. I was making something a gift for your birthday." Down came the ruler on his little pink palms. Hours later, when grandmother was wrapped her in a shawl and rocked her into a rocking chair, the child clung to her soft body. So father beat her, okay, little girl, with a ruler. Pink palms, pink hands, right? Little pink palms. And hours later, a few hours later, what happened? Her grandmother felt pity for her and wrapped her, okay, covered her in a shawl, clothes, and rocked in a rocking chair. You know, rocking chair, yeah, which is movable. And the little child clung to her soft body. Clung means embrace, okay, touch or hug to her soft body, grandmother's soft body, yeah, embracing, okay. What did the God take Meg's father for? She sobbed, and little girl was crying. Sob means crying, and she complained. Why did God Meg's father for? Just for beating, okay. "Here's a clean hanky, darling. Blow your nose. Go to sleep, Pat. You'll forget all about it in the morning." I tried to explain to father, but he was too upset to listen tonight. And grandmother said, "Okay, my little darling, see, here's a clean hanky. Please, blow your nose. Okay, and then go to sleep." Pat means little girl, right? Darling, okay. "And you'll forget everything when you wake up in the morning, okay?" Said by her grandmother to her, isn't it? And grandmother said, "My little darling, my little girl, I tried to explain to your father, but he was too upset to listen to me tonight." That night, okay? Tonight, that night, right? Okay. But the child never forgot. But this little child never forgot that day, okay? Okay. She was beaten by her father, right? So she could not forget it, okay? Next time she saw him, she quickly put both hands behind her back, and a red color flew into her cheeks. So this little girl, what happened whenever next time she saw her father, he will quickly, hide her hands behind her back, okay? And his hair color, cheeks color turns into red, okay? Because he was afraid that her father might beat him again, isn't it? So she was hiding both her hands behind her back. Okay, the McDonald's lived next door. McDonald's family. McDonald's, you see S, S, right? When you put S, it becomes a family, okay? So the McDonald's family lived next door, the neighbor. And McDonald's family, they had 5 children, okay? And this little girl was looking through a gap. Gap means a hole in the fence, fencing a wall. The little girl saw them playing tag. Tag means a children's game to catch one another, okay? In the evening. So that evening, okay, this little girl, Keja, was looking through a gap, a hole in the fencing, in the fence of the wall. And little girl, Keja, saw them playing. All the 5 children, okay, of McDonald's playing with him, McDonald, yeah, in the evening, okay. The father with the baby, McDonald, yeah, the father was playing with the baby, Mao. Small baby name was Mao, isn't it? On his soldiers. So Mao, small baby, was on his soldier, McDonald soldier, right? Two soldiers, and two little girls hanging on his left coat pockets, and two little girls was hanging on his coat pockets. His is the McDonald, okay? McDonald coat pockets, ran around and around in Flower's bed, shaking with laughter. So they're playing merrily, okay? Laughing. Everyone were laughing together, okay? Once she saw the boys turn the horse on him and he tried to catch them, laughing all the time. And what happened one day, okay? This little girl Kezia saw two children of McDonald, okay? They turned the horse means a water pipe on him, okay? And he got wet, isn't it? But his McDonald, okay? Their father did not get angry, okay? They didn't even beat them, but instead he tried to catch them. He tried to catch his children, laughing all the time, even though he was all wet, okay, by water pipe, isn't it? Okay. And here horse's water pipe, you can see it, okay. Then she decided there were different sorts of fathers. Then she said that Kezia said when she compares her father and McDonald, okay, there was quite different kind of fathers in this world. Suddenly one day mother became ill and grandmother went to hospital. So what happened one day? Suddenly, okay, her mother became ill, and her mother and her grandmother went to hospital. So the little girl was left alone in the house with Alice to cook. So the little girl Kezia was left home alone in the house, okay, with cook Alice the cook, okay. So that was all right in the time. So that was all right in the time. So during daytime, I'm sorry here. During daytime, everything was all right. Okay. Now let's see what happened at night. Let's flip the page to 36. Okay, page number 36. If you look at the picture here, McDonald's family playing, okay, together. See, 5 children, 1, 2, 3, 5, and a small child. Mao was on his father's soldier. Okay, boys and girls, 2 boys, 2 girls. They're playing, and the little girl looking through the gap, okay, hole of the fence, looking at them. See, the little girl saw through a gap the McDonald's family. What kind of game they were playing? Tag, T-A-G, tag, okay, in the evening. Wait, next. But while Alice was putting her to bed, she grew suddenly afraid. Oh, now when night comes, the cook Alice was trying Kezia, okay, to go to sleep, okay, to her bed. All of a sudden, Kezia, the little girl, grew suddenly. She became suddenly afraid. Okay. 10. What will I do if I have a nightmare? She asked. I have often nightmare, and she asked to herself, what will happen if I had a bad dream again? Okay. She often had nightmares. Okay. Usually, she often had a bad dream. Okay. And then her grandmother, Granny, takes her into her bed. I can't stay in the dark, it gets all whispery. So she said, I cannot stay in the dark alone. Because the granny and mothers went to hospital, right? Because her mother was not feeling well. So she was all alone, see? So she was afraid that if I had the same nightmare, a bad dream again, what will happen, see? I cannot stay in the dark. Whenever it happens, always grandmother takes her into her room and they slept together, okay? And it all gets whispery. Whisper means scary, okay? You know scary? SCR, very scary. Okay, horror, okay. You just go to sleep, child, said Alice, pulling off her socks, and don't you scream and wake your poor pa. Pa means papa, right, father, okay? Alice the cook said, my little girl shall go to sleep. She removed her socks and don't scream, okay? And wake up your papa. Because your papa is tired, right? He came back from work, so let him sleep peacefully. Do not scream and disturb your father. That's what Alice said to her, to whom? Kezia, okay. Next page. But the same old nightmare came, but when she slept, okay? Or when she was sleeping, Kezia was sleeping, the same old nightmare, a bad dream came again, as usual. The butcher, the person who cuts meat and sells in the market, right? Butcher. what happened in her dream is, she saw a butcher, okay, with a big knife and a rope, who came nearer and nearer, okay, smiling with dreadful smile. See, dreadful means frightening smile, okay. And little girl, she could not move, could only stand still. Stand still means could not move, isn't it? Crying out. She was crying out, grandma, grandma, okay, because she had a very bad dream, right? Nightmare. A butcher with a knife and a rope coming nearer and nearer to her with a dreadful smile, frightening smile. So she was so helpless. She couldn't do anything. She could not move, okay. She was just stand still without moving, and the only thing that she could do was crying out, screaming, grandma, grandma, okay. She walked shivering to see father beside her bed and candle in his hand, okay. So when she shouted, grandma, grandma, there was no grandma, isn't it? She's in the hospital, right? Her father, heard her screaming, grandma, grandma. So when she woke up, shivering, shivering out of, because she was so nervous and afraid, right? So she was shivering, okay. And she saw her father nearby her bed, a candle in his hand, with a candle in his hand. Okay, what's the matter? He asked her father asked her, what's the matter? 11. Oh, butcher and knife, I want granny. She said, oh, in my butcher, I saw a horrified butcher with a knife. I want to go to granny. I want my grandma. See? My granny could not help, right? She's in hospital right now because mother is sick, right? He blew out the candle, so father blew out the candle, bent down and catch him, the child in his arms, carrying her along the passage to the and then she, caught her, carry her child to his bedroom, in big bedroom, okay. And now they are in her father's bedroom, okay. And you could see a newspaper was on the bed, on her father's bed. And the father put the newspaper away, then carefully took up the child and put the child covered her nicely in bed, okay. He lay down beside her. He was sleeping beside her, half asleep, still with the butcher smell. He was half sleeping, okay. She tried to sleep but could not sleep because the smell of the butcher still haunting him. See, all her about her, it seemed. She crept close to her father, okay. Snuggled her head under her. His arms held tightly to his shirt. So the little girl moved close to her father, okay, on the bed. Wrap herself, and snuggle means to move in a comfortable way, right? And snuggle means warm, comfortable position, or hugging, isn't it? Hugging her father and under his arm, okay? Father's arm hold her, hug her father tightly, okay, to his shirt, okay. Then the dark did not matter. She lay down, and after that, the dark did not matter. She was no more afraid, okay. She lay still. She was sleeping peacefully. And here, rub your feet against my feet and you get them warm, father said. Father said, please, here, daughter, rub your feet, okay, against my feet and get it warm. Too of tired out, he slept before the little girl. A funny feeling came over her. So after, whole day work, his father was tired, isn't it? So her father was sleeping before the little girl, okay? And a funny thought came over her, okay? Poor father, not so big after all, and with no one to look after him, he was harder grandmother, but it was a nice hardness, and every day he had to work and was so tired to be a Mr. McDonald's. She had thrown up all this beautiful writing. She stirred suddenly and sighed. What's the matter? Asked her father. Another dream? So something funny feeling came into her mind, okay, little girl's mind. See, say that, oh, my father could not be like Mr. McDonald because her father was very tired. He had to go to work and was very tired, so he could not spend time with her little girl, isn't it? Unlike Mr. McDonald. And there was no one to look after his father. He was all alone. See, she said, after all, my father is not so bad. So not so bad, not so big, right? Okay. And then she suddenly sighed. She suddenly moved, okay? And his father said, hey, what's the matter? Did you have another dream? Why are you moving? See, when she stirred, okay? Moving, right? What happened? Any dream? Oh, said the little girl, my head's on your heart. I can hear it going. What a big heart you've got, Father Tim. Oh, she said, little girl, see, you know, Father, my head is on your heart, and I can hear it going. I can hear the heartbeat. Okay, what a big heart you have got, Father dear. See, what a big heart. You have got a big heart, my dear Father. All right. So Catherine Mansfield. Right. So this Catherine Mansfield, as I said, she is a writer from New Zealand. Okay. So here in this story, as I've told you, we have the theme of fear, freedom, independence, acceptance, compassion, okay, and change. Okay. Change, in a way, change from fear to understanding, isn't it? Okay, so this is the end of this story. Let's go to the next page, 38. Okay, students, just go. Okay, go through at home. I've given you all the notes. Here, keep studying at home. And there are just a reminder for you. Moments. Don't forget to study this, because this is a self-reading, okay? You need to read it by yourself. Supplementary moments. So altogether there are 8 chapters, okay? Chapter 3 is Warren the Storyteller, and number 9, The Accidental Tourist, okay? Has been removed from the syllabus. It's just a reminder, okay? Keep that in mind. Okay, students, so that will be all for today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next class. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.